In this lesson, we are going to be focusing on using the percent proportion. In the percent proportion, one ratio compares the part of a quantity to the whole quantity. The other ratio is basically the equivalent percent written as a fraction with the denominator of 100. So it's the percent over 100. When we're working with word problems, this might help you out. They're going to use the words is and of a lot in the word problems. So if you see a number that's after the word is, that goes in the numerator. If it's in the denominator, or if they're using the word of, it's in the denominator. 100 is always in the denominator when they're talking about percents, because percents are always out of 100. And the percent, if they're talking about anything, that goes into the numerator of the second equivalent fraction. So make sure you write these down, especially this part, because it's going to be important when we're talking about different word problems. Now we're going to try to find the percent in these problems. So remember, we're going to use these equivalent fractions with is and of is equal to the percent over 100. Now, let's look at the words. We see 12 is what percent of 32? So he said 12 is in the numerator, what percent? So we're trying to find the percent, which is in the numerator, so that's going to be an x, of 32. So now we have this set up. We have 12 over 32 is equal to x over 100. When we do some cross multiplication and we solve this through, we will have x is equal to 37.5, and that x, we're talking about percent, so it's 37.5%. So 12 is 37.5% of 32. So what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video, try this one off to the right, and unpause the video when you're ready to see what I have done. Okay. So remember, we're always going to have our equivalent fractions, and 100 is always going to be the denominator of the second one. So what percent, so we're trying to find it, of 5 is 12. Good. So when we try to solve this through, when we do some cross multiplication, we come up with x is equal to 240%. So in this, 240% of 5 is 12. Now we're going to try to find the part. We're still using the same exact equation. We're going to use these same exact equivalent fractions in the whole lesson. So I'm going to set up our equivalent fractions. Denominator is going to be in 100. So what number is in the top of the left one. And then we have 15.5%. So it'd be 15.5 of 450. Good. Now, when we cross multiply, solve through, we have that x is equal to 69 75/100. So 69 75/100 is 15.5% of 450. So now what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video, try this one off to the right, remember this equation, and unpause the video when you're ready to see what I have done. Okay, so remember we're setting up our equation. 100 is going to be in the bottom in the denominator, the second fraction. Now we're trying to find 15.3 per 15 3/10 percent. So it gives us a percent, so we put it in the percent section of 425. Of is the denominator down here, 425. So we're solving for x. When we do that, solve for x is equal to 65 and 25 thousandths. So this is our final answer. So we found the percent, we found the part. Now we have to find the whole. Still using the same equivalent fractions. Still setting it up the exact same way. Now we have 78 is, that's the numerator. 60% goes in the percent section. Of what number? Now we're trying to solve for the whole. Now when we do that, multiply through, do the cross multiplication, and with this we get x is equal to 130. So what I want you to do is to pause the video, try this one off to the right, unpause the video when you're ready to see what I have done. Okay, so we're still going to set up our equation. Now we have 30% goes into the percent section of what number? So we're solving for x is 63. Is 63. Now when we solve through, we have x is equal to 210. So with this, 30% of 210 is 63. Time for a really quick review. Highly recommend using this equation of equivalent fractions. 100 is always going to be in the bottom right denominator. Above that is going to be the percent. Is over of. You're going to see the word is and of in the problems. So whatever number is next to that, that's where you plug it into the equivalent fraction. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, look down in the comments section. I've attached some other videos that might be able to help you out. Let me know if you need anything. Good luck.